It's time for you to walk the compassionate talk that you're always talking about. You can't just pray for peace. Sing songs about love and happiness and togetherness. Turn on the 5 o'clock news, hear about a tragedy and go, oh, that's so sad. And then go out and do violent things, like those damn hippies did in Woodstock. Bunch of HYPOCRITEs. Did you know that they consumed over 1 million hot dogs during that 4-day festival? And I bet you thought the hippies were on my side. Peace and love and flower power, my ass. Peace begins at the dinner table with a vegan meal.
Revolution, well, you know, we'd all love to change the world, but when you talk about destruction.
Okay, so would you guys say you advocate for world peace, like you're peaceful people?
I reckon I'm a pretty peaceful person.
Would you say that you advocate for world peace, like you're peaceful girls, yeah?
Yeah.
Peaceful? You advocate for like world peace?
Yeah.
Like ending wars and stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you say you're a peaceful person, you advocate for world peace, yeah?
Absolutely, yes. I am a very peaceful person.
Okay, so do you think it's important to be the change you want to see in the world? Like you can't advocate for peace with one hand while committing an act of violence with the other?
100%.
Yep.
Do you believe it's important to be the change you want to see in the world? Like you can't advocate for world peace while committing acts of violence?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Makes sense, yeah.
Makes sense.
Have you heard the term be the change you wish to see in the world?
Yes, I have, yes.
Do you think it's important to, if you're advocating for peace, not to, say, be committing an act of violence with the same hand?
Yes, certainly. I mean, that's why we're here in the mall every week. We've been here every week for the last 5.5 years since the war in Syria started. We're advocating for peace in Syria, and the best way of getting peace in Syria is to stop the terrorist attacks against the Syrian people. And they're being funded by the US, they're being funded by Saudi Arabia, and they're being funded by Qatar. And we say stop the funding of those weapons. They're all US weapons that are being used against the Syrian people, and it's disgusting. And we certainly want peace in Syria.
Me too, mate. I'll just say admirable what you're doing out here. So have you heard the term peace begins on your plate?
No.
Peace begins at the dinner table with a vegan meal.
Have you heard the term peace begins on your plate?
No.
What would that mean to you think, peace begins on your plate?
Like you can start the peace. I don't know.
Like, bring peace to the world.
On your plate, like what would that mean? Something to do with food, you think?
No.
Do you know what that would mean? Like, what does it mean to you?
But like, you start, like it's your choice whether there's peace or not.
Yeah. Like on your plate, peace begins on your plate, what would that mean?
I don't know.
What do you think that would mean, peace beginning on your plate?
I'm assuming you could take it directly to the term plate and talk about veganism and food and all that kind of industry.
Yeah.
Probably a choice of lifestyle.
Thank you.
Have you ever heard the term peace begins on your plate? And what would that mean to you?
That's the same as peace begins with me. And peace certainly begins with every single person on the planet, I think. It starts with raising your own consciousness and understanding what's actually happening in the world. It's fine to say you want peace, but there can be no peace without justice. And so you really need to understand what's causing war and what's causing violence in the world. Once you have an understanding of that, then you can be the force for peace.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. What it's saying is like that you sort of what you eat determines whether how peaceful you are, sort of thing. So you can't really advocate for peace while, let's just say, there's a dead body of an animal that had suffered or something like that on your dinner plate. So peace beginning on your plate. Do you think you could still be peaceful if there's an animal that had to go into a slaughterhouse for you to get your food?
No.
No.
Why not?
Because then I'd think about what the animal went through.
Yeah, and had to cut them up and stuff just for us to eat.
You don't think that's justified?
Well, it depends how they died. Like, I don't know.
So if someone dies in a more humane way, then it makes it okay to take their life?
Oh, I don't know.
It's okay. I know it's a very hard question, but so you think obviously it's not right to take an animal's life?
But still
To-
eat animals.
Still eat animals?
Yeah.
Why
I
do
just
you
try
think
not
that
to
is?
think about what happened to them, otherwise I'd feel really bad.
So you try not to think about it. Do you think if you don't think about it and you're ignorant to what happens to the animal still goes to the slaughterhouse for your dinner?
Yeah.
Okay, do you think that you could still be peaceful while there's, say, meat on your plate that an animal had to die for? Do you think that's peaceful?
Not really. If they were like killed, like
Brutally.
Yeah.
Brutally. Do you think all animals are killed brutally or only some?
Most.
Yeah.
Most.
Most of them are killed badly.
So you don't think you can peacefully take an animal's life?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
If they die like naturally.
No. Oh, like they die of old age?
Yeah.
And then you ate them? So like what I'm trying to say is like animals are killed so we can eat.
Yeah.
And if we're trying to be peaceful and advocate for peace, do you think we can still do that while we're putting animals in slaughterhouses?
I don't know, mate. Well, it is natural to eat animals, so maybe if you kill them nicely,
So,
that's a thing.
so it's natural also for humans to kill other humans, but it doesn't make it okay, does it?
No.
Do you think taking an animal's life to eat is peaceful?
No.
So do you think it's a contradiction to claim that you're peaceful while eating a tortured, suffered corpse of an animal?
100%.
Okay, now who's vegan here?
Hang on, sorry. What was the question? Sorry.
Who's vegan?
Oh, me. 100%.
I do a lot of work for animal rights and animal justice. Do you think that eating animals is peaceful?
Well, that's a bit of a vexed question. It depends on who you are and what part of the world. I think it's different for different people. In an ideal world, we wouldn't have to eat animals. Some people do have to eat them, but I think it also comes down to how the animals are cared for. If they're cared for humanely and killed humanely, I think that's not a bad thing for some people.
So do you think that you can take an animal's life who wants to live in a humane way?
Yes, I think it is possible. Yeah.
So would if I put that in a human context, do you think you could take a human's life who wanted to live in a humane way?
Well, it depends. No, I don't think it's possible to take human life unless the person is suffering from a terminal illness and it's at the end of their life anyway. Yeah, not really. I would say appropriate palliative care.
Yeah, it still happens whether you think about it or not.
Yeah.
So, like, in thinking about this, would you ever consider not eating animals?
I don't know.
It's a hard one. It's a hard one. It's built into your habit, and everyone does it, and so.
Yeah.
I've tried.
Oh really?
Yeah, it didn't work that well. Me and Daisy tried.
Oh, you tried to go vegan?
Well, vegetarian, but then her dad made us meat for dinner because he's a butcher. So
He's a butcher. Okay. So, have you seen what happens to an animal in a slaughterhouse?
yeah.
Where did you see that?
It was my friend. He's vegan, so he showed me a video, and I couldn't watch it, but it was like really bad. Wow. Yeah.
Do you think if you can't watch something, that it's still okay to like eat it? Like if it's too hard to watch, do you think it's okay to put that in your body, that suffering and?
I don't know. Probably not.
No.
And you?
No, vegetarian for
Vegetarian.
6 years.
6 years. Have you ever thought about going the full?
Yeah, my 21st birthday, hopefully, I went vegetarian on my 15th birthday, so on my 21st that'll be exactly 6 years, and then I'll transition to vegan, hopefully.
Awesome. Why did you go vegetarian? For ethics?
Yeah, ethical reasons.
You know about the other industries, how
Yeah.
bad they are. So
Yeah.
That's good that you're
Yeah. If anything, with a bit of research, I reckon the dairy industry is worse than the meat industry.
So when you actually look at the piece of meat on your plate and you think, wow, that animal's probably suffered and was in pain and didn't want to die, and now I'm going to eat its body, do you think that if you thought about that before you ate it, it would change, like, wanting to eat it or not?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to do that next time you have it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
So do you think it's justified to take an animal's life just because in this day and age where we don't need to, there's alternatives around. Do you think it's justified to take an animal's life for food?
I wouldn't want to take an animal's life without the necessity for it. Yeah.
So do you think in a Western country where we have all these alternatives, we're sort of obligated in a sense to choose a non-cruel option?
Well, you know, it's a bit of a cultural issue as well, and I guess there's a long way to go to change people's consciousness to accept that. But yeah, and ideally, I mean, just even talking not ethics, but talking from an energy efficiency point of view, animals are a very inefficient way, and so in an energy-hungry world, it does make sense for people not to eat animals.
They're all bad.
Yeah.
Definitely. The dairy industry, the kidnap, and they
everything.
suffer for longer, and the egg industry, they kill the baby chicks on their first day of life.
Yeah.
And so that's good. I mean, I don't usually get people that are already there, but it's good to. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
That's all right.
If we look outside, we want to change outside, we should change what's happening. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll finish off with this. Do you think a world without slaughterhouses would be a more peaceful world?
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks a lot for your time, and keep up the great work you're doing, mate. Appreciate
Thank you
that.
very much.
Thank you.
Imagine all the people living life in peace.
What's the YouTube?
Joey Carbstrong.
Okay.
I do a lot of these interview type videos.
Oh, okay, cool.
Thank you.
You